Hey y'all, this is John Newby, John 2028 Apologetics, and I'm going to continue my series on archaeology in the Bible. And today we're going to discuss some archaeological evidence that proves the existence of King David in the Old Testament. When we look through the Old Testament and read God's Word through the Old Testament, it's pretty hard to find somebody in the Old Testament that had any more of a bigger role than King David. He's a very big figure in the Old Testament. I think the only one that might be bigger known than him, maybe Moses, or he's right up there with all of them. So, do we have any archaeological evidence of King David? Well, we do. And in the first one we're going to talk about, in 1993, there was a stone found called the Tel Dan, or quote David Stela, and which means stone. And it says right here, it says the house of David. This was found in northern Israel in 1993. So we have evidence here that there was a nation, or like a kingdom, which was under control of David. And it is dated around the 10th century, which is also around the time of King David. And obviously in the same location. The second archaeological evidence we have of King David is called the stepped stone structure. The stepped stone structure. Okay, and this is a 12-story structure. Now you got to think about this. This is 1000 BC. This was something monumental. This was something that was well known in the area because it's 12 stories of stone. Okay, and this was found in the same area as well, and it's also talked about in 2 Samuel 5:11, 2 Samuel 11:2, and 2 Samuel 16:22. And also Nehemiah describes this in Nehemiah 12:37, and he talks about how he goes up the steps onto the east side. And guess where this was found? The northeastern part of where it was believed that King David lived and his empire lived. So when we read Nehemiah 12, it says, that he went up the steps to the east. Nehemiah 12:37. So we have two very strong evidences of the existence of King David, and that it's not just biblical stories, but the Bible is historically accurate. Archaeology does coincide with the Old Testament, and I think if you continue to watch these videos in my series, you're going to see that as well. And I'm going to continue doing this series, and I hope you find it interesting. If you got any questions or comments, please leave them. There's lots more literature on this stuff. Please look into it. It's very good information to know. It helps strengthen my faith and everything else. And thank you for watching.